Hello YouTube, so I wanted to pop out this video because it's really relevant right now. G2 are about to be playing, and I wanted to talk about their pistol round win rates because it's the second highest in the game, tied with Team Vitality, who we will also be talking about. First we'll be talking about Team Vitality, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Now you might say, why aren't you talking about Koi Rocket? Well, you know why I'm not talking about Koi Rocket. Okay, we're moving on. We're talking about Vitality first. Okay, moving to Vitality's pistols. You're going to notice two things in this first round. Even if I turn the sound on, you wouldn't notice anything because Vitality are going to be walking up showers. Two things. They really like having orb control. A lot of things that Vitality do really well is on round 4, they always have an ultimate that they can expend on that round that's really powerful and allows them to win that round, which allows them to win more games because round 4 is really important. So what we're going to see here from Vitality is they're going to be playing 4 long and then, or 4 showers and then 1 short, right? So Viper's going to hold the flank. They're going to be shift walking up showers. Now, obviously, Wood's going to spot them. But that's not really a bad thing. Wood's going to have to retreat because he sees 4 people and he's not going to be able to fight that without, likely dying and then giving up a lot of map control. So he's going to sit here on triple. And what we've noticed for Vitality is even though the graphics are down, is they have not used a single piece of utility yet. The whole point of this is considering that there is no operator on the board yet because it's just the pistol round. We are able to take the space very calmly, and there's not much of a risk of you getting picked off and being untradeable. These guns don't have the range capabilities of hitting those shots from far away. So they're able to use this Gecko Flash is going to come in, the Omen Smoke on Raze is going to happen, the Haunt, of course. I don't think they end up picking off Woot, unfortunately, but they do end up picking off Rians, right? Uh, well, one, they're able to use all of their utility on site, which is really important because they're not wasting it on like shower control because it's so easy to back up off of. In rounds like full buys where you have full utility, obviously you're gonna want to spend a little bit more utility fighting for this control of the map. But you don't need to on the pistol because it's very unlikely that you're going to find any resistance that you wouldn't normally find just with your man count. Now, Rian's is going to end up dying here. He's going to die up in a 3v1, which is another thing that Vitality do really well. Vitality are really good at just waiting for their opponent. Even if they find themselves in situations that are very unlikely to win, you don't always need to have the winning play. Sometimes your teams just need to make the mistake, right? Rian's is going to end up making the mistake, and now they're going to be in a 5v4. We're going to move over here onto Gecko grabbing the orb, and this is really important. Gecko's going to end up being able to plant. He's going to grab both orbs, and he's going to either die or get a kill, which could be really great. You're going to see this on a lot of rounds. On Sunset on Navi, KO is taking the first engagements, stuff like that. If you end up watching that game, he's going to take the first engagements over, say, Neon, because, well, he has and this is after the bomb's planted, by the way, but he's going to take the first engagements because he wants to keep racking up those orbs. It doesn't matter if he dies on this round because he's going to get the same money as his team. Um, they're going to win anyways. They're going to be able to trade him, but he gets the ult orb, so now K-ult is going to come online earlier. So you're going to see a similar thing here on Bind, where I don't actually think he grabs the orb, but he does end up getting a kill and bomb plant. So if he did get this orb, let's say he got all 4 orbs, he would be 4/8 of his ult away. That's half. So in 1 round, he's already half away from his ultimate. So repeat this over the cycle of a game. You're going to rack up your ultimate a lot more often. Here, we're going to see Boo is going to get a pick onto Runner, but not after, before having the team establish another core part of the pistol round is making sure that you always have somebody to trade. Let's say Viper walked in here by himself like he was about to. He ends up waiting for his team, which is something Vitality, again, are really good at. They don't push out without a synchronized play. They always wait for the team to get into their correct positions, where some teams might be a little bit more disconnected. Now, obviously, Runner is going to end up going down here, but it's going to end up being fine because they get the trade onto Miniboo, who TPs and whiffs. So now we're in a 4v3 on the attack side, and they're going to waste no time to getting onto the site because they don't want to have the rotations come in because they know that people don't always like to rotate as fast, especially on pistol rounds. They got people here, and they just saw 4 people long. They could rotate back to A. So to get ahead of this rotation, we're going to see them flood the site. Wingman's going to plant. We're going to be in a 2v2, and then they're going to double up elbow, which is really good. Again, they're playing together. They have the trades on lock, and they just end up winning the round, which is really good. even though they were in such a disadvantaged position with people like 4 people on site just watching these smokes, they were able to get out of it. They were able to play together, play the trades, which are all really important fundamentals of the pistol round. Now, this is a little bit sloppy. We're gonna look at a few other rounds. We're gonna look at their game versus Fnatic next. Okay, so in their game versus Fnatic, we're gonna see again a bunch of core principles that we saw um, in the bind game. Sorry, in the bind game, we're gonna see a lot of those core principles be things that we see in future in like other vitality rounds, right? So we're going to see again when people are taking aggressive space, they're going to be grouped up, they're going to be paired up, right? We're going to see a little bit of information being gained. We're not trying to make it too obvious that we want to hit C here. Maybe we're just trying to get some a little bit of early information. We want to play our range disadvantage. We want to play the close range guns, right, with our pistols, and that's not what we end up doing. It's because we really like to just shift walk and take up all this control. Vitality are very good at this. They are very good at not wasting their utility on things that don't matter. That the defense will just give up naturally because they are scared. Because even though they have a positional advantage, the ghost doesn't really allow for that to really be explored. So we end up seeing here now we got 4 long. Even though that they have 4 people here in CT, what other teams would fail to recognize is they don't have the utility to actually take the site. But Vitality, because they didn't use any of this utility on long, they're able to excuse me, they're able to fully push on to the site, right? They're just able to flood with all this utility. Dark is going to get full blinded. Chronicle is going to end up being full blinded by this Omen paranoia, and the trades are going to come through. Again, pistol rounds don't have to be clean. They can be sloppy. They just have to be won. That's really important to remember. That some people like these rounds are going to be close, obviously, but the trades are going to come in through for vitality because well they play together, and now we're left in a 2v1. Sander runner's gonna come in. He's gonna make noise to bait for safe, who's low HP, and safe's gonna end up getting this kill. And again, Vitality are able to win a lot of pistols. They're really good at this. But this is when you're on the attack. Now on defense, it's a little bit harder, and we'll talk about that when we're showing a video of G2. Okay, so in the case of G2, they're on the defensive side of the pistol, but they really want to win it anyways, right? You still want to be able to win defensive pistols. Now, you might say, why not play the same way that you do on attack? Well, you can't. It's completely different. Now, you still want to play for. You don't really want to play for retake, right? Having extremity control and having that main control is really important on pistol rounds. Doesn't matter what the map is, it's really important because one, you want to force people to use utility on those extremities because when teams are lower on utility, it is better for the defense. Well, they have the positional advantage. It's harder to push them out of their power positions when you don't have the utility to support it. So that's really what you want to do in defense. And we're going to see that out of G2 here on long, where they're going to play their double flashes to make sure that if they want to take long control, they're going to have to fight for it and really just use that all up on G2. So what we're going to end up seeing here, yeah, we're going to see this Gecko Flash come in from Trent. Make sure that we're stalling here, making sure that we're getting info on the site that we have a lot of people on. When you're ever playing a 3-2 setup, the team that has D3 should be gaining a little bit more information than the team with the 2 on like a little bit more aggressively on where the enemy team's positions are because well they have the stack of numbers. They have the better chance of actually winning a trade if it doesn't end up going through. Once they know that they are going to be stacked on B and creating heavy pressure onto long, they've already set up for the retake with a Viper wall stretching from site to showers and all that. It's going to be really powerful and it's going to allow G2 to be able to stall for their teammates to come in and make the retake a lot easier, which would normally be pretty hard on a pistol round. So, and two, we're going to see Icy, who's going to be able to hold Shower's control by himself because, well, Sentinels make the mistake of not doing what Vitality do and at least spreading out their numbers a little bit. They're all going to be sent up short, and they're going to be caught out by Icy because, well, when you're taking control on bind, you really need uh, both avenues of attack. And when you don't have this, you just get caught like this, and Icy's going to get that kill. And it does allow for Trent to come in here through the teleporter, and it is allowed to capitalize off of the Sentinel's mistakes. And now they're able to play together and then play for the trades, and it just makes the retake a lot easier. And they don't even really get into a retake situation. We're already in a 5v3, but just wanted to do something simple because it's kind of important to highlight. Yes, they are doing things well, but they're not doing anything special. These aren't like crazy strats or anything. It's just understanding how the fundamentals work and like playing off of your strengths, whether that's strengths in the numbers or strengths in um, position, whatever, strengths and information, whatever you're doing. Just make sure that you're refining your fundamentals and that you're just getting better at those.